All right, guys, welcome back. First stream, pretty much over. We've got the season underway. Things have kicked off. Things have been going pretty well. Couple of little setbacks, but, well, I'll show you. So as you can see, from the start of things, season started pretty well. +6 goal difference. We've got 5 wins from 5. They haven't been the toughest of sides. So we opened up against Dundee, then beat Livingston. We beat Livy in the Scottish Cup as well. Beat Hearts, which was a pretty tough game, but Ross County, Motherwell, which was a closer game than it should have been. And actually, we should have a look at the goal that won it for us, because it was an absolute banger. So Lewis Ferguson got us off to a good start. 5th minute penalty, as you can see from the match stats. We absolutely battered him. But got us off to a 1st minute penalty. It was a good goal that they scored on the 12th, and then we were just kind of hitting up against their defensive wall over and over until this happened. So he gets headed out from a clearance. Ferguson, 1 touch out of his feet, bottom corner. What a goal. Gives us the 3 points, and like I say, 5 wins from 5. We're top of the league. Joint. I say joint. We're a one goal difference behind Hibs, who've started the season on fire. Celtic have struggled a little bit. 2 wins and 2 losses in their opening 4 games. But Rangers as well, they've drawn 3 and won 2. Obviously, Rangers still with Steven Gerrard in charge. As of right now, I guess he's technically still in charge of Rangers. But I think it looks like he's off to Aston Villa, IRL. So we'll see how it goes with the rest of them for the rest of the season. As you can see from the other results as well, though, the FCI Levadia game, tie, went completely in our favour. Then against Basel, we came unstuck. So our home leg in a game that arguably off the balance of play, we probably should have won. We created some all right chances. We just couldn't finish them. So that was 0-0. We went 1-up to, again, I think I'm going to have to show you this goal. Went off 1-up to a wonderful, wonderful Ryan Hedges goal. I'll take you through it now, but the rest of the game, as you can see, didn't exactly go our way. But the start of the game, I was nervous. We were playing a slightly more counter-attacking style of play here. But again, an absolute screamer from 25 yards out from Ryan Hedges put us in a good spot. Then just before half-time, Arthur Cabral brought it back to 1-1. Esposito, on the stroke of the 70th minute, put them 2 up. It was an absolute horror show from Gallagher in this game. He's lucky to still be at the club, is Declan Gallagher. Because for that second goal, he tried to carry the ball out into midfield, got tackled, didn't get back, and that ended up in the goal. So he cost the second goal. He then got himself a 9-minute red card, got himself a yellow, 9 minutes later, off, and that was the game over at that point. It was edging to be a fairly even game at that point, but I mean, as you can see from the XG stats, you get to the point where the red card is, and they just kind of like control it. Game's over at that point. So yeah, that's a disappointment. So out of Europe this year. Hopefully we can qualify for Europe again next year and go one further and actually get to the Europa League proper, because we got about 500 grand for our participation in it, and I assume it would have been a significant amount more if we'd have actually made it to the group stage. And that's something that we really need to be doing to help our finances. Our finances right now are okay, but our projection is not. It's something that we need to keep an eye on, because I don't want to have to resort to selling our best young players, really. We've got Lewis Ferguson here. He's wanted by Aston Villa. He's valued from 3 to 7.5 million. I think if I negotiate myself, if he does end up wanting to leave, we could maybe get a little bit more than that, or maybe kind of like a future sell-on fee or something along those lines. I did try offering him a new deal, but his agent wanted to lock in I think it was a 3.4 million minimum fee release clause. So yeah, I didn't want to do that. We've still got 3 years on him up until he's 25. Hopefully, if he does leave, he can give us the funds to reinvest in the squad. But the way he started the season, 8 goals in 8 games, he is our standout player. And it wouldn't surprise me if a Premier League team came in, or even like an ambitious championship team came in for him in January, because if he can keep this form up, he's going to be the standout player in the league. Speaking of players, we have also obviously finished the transfer window. We're trying to get Antonio Murin as a chief scout. Hopefully he comes in. He's accepted the contract. Hopefully he gets a work permit. So I've been continuing the kind of it is an overhaul really of our backroom staff. We've now got right up there with the best coaches in the league. I've got extra coaching staff in now. But yeah, going back to the transfer history, we let go Niall McGinn, who has gone to Motherwell for 18 grand. 34-year-old, Northern Irish. He had, less than a year left on his deal. He wasn't going to get much game time. I want quicker players up front than he can offer. So we let him go. Matty Kennedy's gone out on a paid loan as well. Again, just a player that we couldn't really... I didn't really see much use of him in the squad. He wasn't going to be challenging for first-team places. Speaking of, though, we have brought in a few players to strengthen our side. As I was saying in the last video, Neil Taylor was on the cards. He's now come in. He's actually picked up an injury at the minute, so he'll hopefully be back in the next few days. Julian Da Costa. So I was going to hold out on getting in another right-back, but we did have an injury to Ross McCrory happen as well, which meant I was playing midfielders and centre-backs at right-back. And when I want such a specific style of play from my full-backs, it wasn't really good enough. So we brought in Julian Da Costa, who's actually a pretty tidy player. We don't have an option on him, but maybe we can negotiate something further down the line. He's only got like less than a year in his deal as well, so maybe come January we can offer him a contract and hopefully pick him up on a free. I think it'd be a pretty good little pickup as a backup right back. I've also added two wide players because it was just a position that again we were lacking in up front. It was something I went over last time. Our striking options and our wide options just weren't all that. We've got some decent defenders, some decent workhorse midfielders, but a little bit of flair, goal getting, we don't really have that. First of all, we brought in Dom Dwyer on a loan. So he's earning £1,000 a week as a kind of second, third choice striker. He's the only real striker that's got a work rate and a bit of pace, and he's happy to put himself about. So when we need that from him, he's there and available. I've also brought in Mikey Johnson from Celtic on loan for £0 a week, which was quite surprising, to be honest. 22-year-old, left-sided, right-footed winger, can score goals. He's a little bit creative. Just adds a little bit of depth to that side as well. And we've also brought in Ezekiel Zeballos from Boca. Now, we are paying for this, and we do have an option on him as well. But he's a pretty tricky, very tricky, quick winger. Doesn't have the best work rate or determination, things like that. But he might just have that little X factor that can, help us in our quest for a title challenge, at least. So there we go. Solid start to the season. Even if we are out of Europe, it kind of gives us the opportunity to concentrate on domestic football. Maybe get into a cup final. We have got Celtic in the next round of the Scottish League Cup, so maybe we won't get any further than that. But it gives us a good chance to concentrate on domestic football, hopefully push up the table and really put on a title challenge. We've started really well. Maybe we can keep it up. The plans for streams, rest of the week, we are going to be live 2 p.m. Up until Saturday. Sunday is going to be my day off, and then we'll be back the week after. So if you want to drop into a stream, see how this is going in real time, head over to twitch.tv/VikingDan. Give me a follow, and make sure you're getting notifications and stuff when I go live. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're liking what you see, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.